Hello, everyone, and welcome back to JomezPro's coverage of the 2024 Blade Again Sports Jonesboro Open, presented by Westside Discs. Final round, back nine, and we have got a barn burner, Paul. We got so many players in the mix. It's going to be a really exciting final nine.
Yeah, Chase card doing work out there right now, putting a lot of pressure on the lead card. Got a couple people still in the mix on the lead card, though. Simon's not out of it. Isaac's not out of it. Anthony,
not
Calvin.
Out of it. But five back with 9 to go it's going to require a lot of good things from them and some help from the guys in front of them. But Gannon Bird's certainly in the mix, as is Albert Tom. So all within 3 shots, quite a few players.
Well, luckily with how windy it is, you can do an 8 under par at 16 under and be right in the mix.
Oh, no doubt.
It's going to take a Herculean effort.
Yeah. As we fly over hole 10, I am reminded of yesterday's drive when Calvin split these trees and ended up on the other side of them. And today, while walking the course, I stood on that spot and I looked back, and the area where you tee from was so far away. It just is. It should be reminded every time we play this hole.
Yeah, there should be a little log there. Like, this is a Calvin log. Good luck on your second shot, getting past it.
Albert Tom going forehand. Look at the lift and then the late hyzer. You don't want to go too far right because you don't really have an angle. But that's a big tee shot. Oh my gosh, he got past. Never mind. That's the easiest approach you'll ever see on this hole with a forehand drive ever. Albert Tom,
beautiful.
His forehand is silly nuts. It's like so far. He gets so much spin on the disc. It really does carry to different places than you see anyone else's forehand. All right, Calvin. Oh, he's pulled it left. And that might be the first time I've ever seen him throw a mistake on 18, somehow, miraculously, not out of bounds.
I'd be terrified if I was this hole of throwing him out of bounds.
Yeah, you don't want to see what he does when he's angry.
Great shot there from Simon, right down the gut in a good spot. I don't think there's a good opportunity for him to get up and down, but there is an outside chance to get a circle 2 putt.
Oh, AB getting rippy with it. Getting smacked down?
Way short.
Okay. That had the heat, though. We might have had to replace Calvin's plaque with AB's plaque.
Well, I think with Anthony's play, if he does get through, he's probably going OB deep. I don't see how.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't see how that comes out of it.
Could you even imagine that?
Yeah, I could imagine AB's doing it.
I'm just saying, like, yeah.
Could I imagine doing it? No. On my 4th shot, I do it every time.
Isaac, good tee shot. About where he wants to be. The exact opposite situation here for Calvin, though.
If I was Anthony Barela, I'd come jump on the end of that stick as hard as I could.
Stop it. Stop it, Paul. Stop it. Focus.
Sorry. Important shot here.
Oh, no.
No way.
Wow.
Bogey. Best case.
Yeah, and it'd be a great bogey from the spot. It'd be a fantastic bogey from that spot.
I don't know if it's... Yeah, there's a 200 foot,
yeah,
so he has a
250,
chance.
I think.
Yeah, 250. So he's like 400 feet.
Simon, that is a very well-thrown hyzer. Wow.
I said he wouldn't be getting up
That's
and
a
down.
golf clap.
That is getting in the circle very close.
That's a golf clap right there. Very tight hyzer line that Simon just executed.
And Anthony's in a better spot.
Oh, he's in a great spot, yeah.
Wow, I thought he was back in the woods. I mistimed that. But that isn't gonna work. Ooh, got to the flat.
Yeah, just outside C2.
Now where's Calvin gonna? Well, if they're there, Calvin and Isaac's here. Calvin's got a shot.
He's gonna have a shot, sure. And I think that he intentionally played short. This is the common thing to do here. He's gonna get back in bounds. That's uncommon. This is the first time that we've had no wall down this right side OB line. So it does allow you to skip back in.
I like that, though.
I do too. Okay, that's a great shot from back there for Calvin. It's going to be 40-something feet left for the bogey.
This would be a good time to find a gem.
Online.
Yeah, look good. Didn't guess right. You see him checking the wind. Bad wind read.
I like flags on top of the baskets for
Same.
courses like this. I think that it should be mandated.
So close. Yeah. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, it also provides a extra spot for people to maybe put their logo on there and get a little extra money for sponsorship.
Double bogey coming for Calvin, and Isaac, unable to capitalize on the birdie, just has not been his day. Still not on the board with a single birdie yet on the round.
17 under for Simon. Very good.
Great birdie. Incredible approach from the fairway.
I thought he was way back, and I was so wrong about everybody. Really. They just get you. Oh, are they 700 feet or are they 400? No clue.
Doesn't really matter. They can get up and down from there, wherever it is.
You're right. Now this hole, Rager.
Strong right to left headwind. Ben Calloway getting the disc to get back to hyzer. That is showcasing some serious power.
There ain't no way.
That
I played with Gavin Rathbun, who absolutely mushes. No.
What just happened?
It came right back to him from 2 feet.
What just happened? I looked down for a second. I didn't even see it.
No, that was bad.
Was it center?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just went plink plonk out. Anyways, and he threw a perfect shot, barely got in the circle. And
yeah, I'm like emotionally disturbed by that. That drive was so fantastic into this headwind. I can't even tell you. Wow. Well, here it is, hole 11, 470 feet. Playing every bit of 550. I mean, maybe 500.
Yeah, I'd say 5 bills.
But with the headwind, I mean, it just plays so far.
Well, 5 bills is easy. 5 bills where you have to control the exact angle, the exact flight pattern.
That's the hard part.
In a crazy wind, tough.
Meanwhile, there's just someone up there has just got a remote control on these discs, just sending them up in the air and down and back and forth. Every time you hit the basket, it rolls away.
Yeah. This turns over for Anthony.
And put it this way. A wide fairway, 470-foot shot to Anthony did not hit the line just gives you everything you need to know on how difficult this hole is.
I like the line of this.
I just think
he can't throw that any better.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think maybe burning the edge of circle 1, best case scenario.
And that's exactly what he did.
This guy can get there in a headwind.
Yeah.
Especially with that disc that we saw him throw on hole 1.
Yeah, he just did it.
It's not short. It's not short. It's actually a bit long. That's crazy. Great shot from Calvin. You'd like to be closer.
Yes. Especially after seeing what Benz did.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get to see that, fortunately. Oh boy.
No. Just never know.
It feels like you're at the state fair just trying to shoot hoops on a rim that's just half the size of a normal rim. That is an insanely good putt and an unacceptable amount of stress that he put on himself.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't careless. His putt just turned over and came up short, but he's got to make sure he buries that into the bullseye from the bottom of the hill. I mean, you just can't trust any basket in the world. They haven't made a basket good enough that can be relied upon in the wind.
Yeah, and I just don't think that was a great putt that he putted anyway. I think he caught a good break that it held it in.
Yeah. Well, Calvin's so close, he just tosses it in there casually, and that's just a great birdie right now. Calvin getting back to 20 under, and that ties him with chase card Ben Calloway. One shot over Gannon-Burr and Ezra Aderhold.
Hole 12, par 4, 820 feet. Let's make it 1,000. But
Really?
luckily,
Yeah.
off the tee, you get a little downhill slope, so you can take that 550 off the tee. Straight headwind, get around the corner on the flat. Just do your best to get past this guardian right here. This branch is going to be the killer. If you can do that, pump the brakes, because right to left crosswind once you get up here, and it's sending you into that fence that is out of bounds. Let's watch.
Ezra, is he eyeing up the Heiser play second? That's a rarely executed well shot on this one.
Agreed.
But he has done so.
Pretty good. That's
circle's
typically what
edge.
you see. It's a little short.
It's hard to get all the way there, but man, this could be one of the first birdies I've ever seen going the Heiser route second, and it is.
Beautiful stroke.
Great delivery, great birdie. The wind was really funneling through this gap with just intense gusts. So hard to keep the drive moving left is what you really want to do.
This is not moving that far left.
I for the circumstances, I think he's done an incredible job. That is a
tough angle going into this pin, though.
Yeah.
In this wind.
Just so hard to keep the Heiser on the disc.
Okay. Well, you know what? Simon's in need of a good break. He's been getting the rolls to some tricky spots.
Yeah, for sure.
Let him through. I like this.
Yep. Load, stay out of the wind. Heiser, big skip into position.
Good.
Yep. Simon and Anthony in the prime garden spot.
You know what? Isaac as well.
Yeah.
Caught in some bad spots.
He has been caught in some bad spots.
Caught in some bad spots.
Still bogey or birdieless in this round, and that's just a play to save the par. Looking for some turn. Getting it.
Wow. So
Sneaking up to circle's edge.
Unfortunately, it's at the detriment of Isaac, but it's nice to have a perspective of what could happen here and how good these guys are actually playing to be under par.
Yes.
Isaac's the defending world champion.
Mm-hmm. No, it is good to see the humbling nature of the conditions and what it can do to the world's best. If nothing else, for perspective. AB coming up short with his approach. About 40 feet. Low for Calvin. So close to what he wanted, but with that wind, it's so hard to get that ceiling right.
You almost have to aim above the branches and then just trust the drop.
Yeah.
Just so hard to do. Let's work.
Yep, another tough one.
Stayed up for a long time.
I know. He is so good at that. Getting that nose up and just really powering a lot of spin really allows him to make a lot of those long, deep C2 putts. So
Hello.
pretty. That's why he's one of my favorite long distance putters. You always have a chance. You get the nose up just a bit, and that disc could go in from 30 feet or 50 feet.
Straight air ball right. Tough comebacker.
Definitely.
What are the statistics on this hole?
Well,
Wow, beautiful.
great
putt
par.
as Isaac there.
It's playing over par, of course. There were a handful of birdies, 18 to be exact, which is way more than I thought there would be.
That's what the field does.
But nearly a quarter of the field bogeyed, and Anthony is one of them.
Oh, man. Seen that a few times this week
Oh, boy.
from Anthony. 2 3-putts from him today. One was obviously a bad roll away.
Yeah, and he had a 3-putt yesterday as well, back on hole 5 or 4. Calvin in for the par. That's going to bring Anthony a couple back of the pace set on the lead card, at least, with Calvin in at 20. You know what I'm saying? The same putt goes in from 30 feet or 50 feet with Simon. And that's what I really like about it. You don't really have to change the pace of the stroke. Ben Callaway actually has taken the lead. So the mark now is 21 and really rightfully should be 22.
Yes.
Hole 13, par 3, 435 feet. Pretty, I don't know, straightforward birdie on a calm day. But it's a lot of angle and science on a day like this, trying to figure out which disc to go with, fairway or distance driver. How overstable do you go?
Most overstable, and then get it flat for these guys. And that's what Simon almost got it complete. If he gets that completely flat, he's parked.
We can nearly call that parked. Nearly.
Right. Let's see if
But yeah, I see what you're saying though.
Calvin gets this completely flat. And it looked pretty flat.
That's
See what I'm
pretty
saying?
good. Yeah.
Get their most stable flat, and you got a good chance. Get it turned over, no chance.
Yeah, it's just going to keep sailing right.
Stay on hyzer the whole time. Okay. That looks
Okay,
pretty
so
flat.
going full flex here for Isaac. And
shot.
very nicely done. He's got a good look for his first birdie. And how does AB bounce back?
Stable fairway driver.
That thing moving right. I thought it was early out of his hand, but it's actually getting a really nice line. Yeah, good shot. All 4 players seem to be in the circle.
Which is so good on this hole. Calvin the farthest away. It's a good sign for the card. It means they're all pretty dang close. Ooh, give me that.
Great delivery.
On the stripe.
Seen AB have some troubles on this green. First 2 rounds. Needs this putt right now.
Spanked.
Yep. Able to turn the brain off and deliver the putt. And we are hoping for Isaac to get in for birdie, and we can have ourselves a little star frame celebration.
Is that his first birdie?
It is his first birdie of the round, hole 13.
Wow.
Give the fans that beautiful dun dun dun.
Okay, look at that. Simon,
Ben.
19 under, kind of in the mix.
Oh, certainly. A ton of players within 3. But Ben gets another birdie, and he keeps pushing the envelope. 14, par 5, 855, trying to get left of that tree on the left side of your screen right now to try to throw a hyzer over the pond, somehow avoiding any sort of bad rolls like we've seen all round that can take you down the hill and out of bounds in that pond. Any out of bounds shot goes to the drop zone. Let's see what Ben does here, sitting at 22 under par right now. That's kind of what you're looking for off the tee. Just get, the roll's going to help.
Oh, it's
the
perfect.
roll helps a ton. He was kind of in a spot where I think he'd had to lay up. And now he's got a chance to go over in 2 and potentially get the eagle. Ezra 2 back of Ben.
Roll.
And it doesn't get
That bad roll.
the roll you were looking for. And he can't tell from right here what he's got, but he's going to be going after it with this staggered stance forehand. Going for the skip shot? Okay. I don't know if he's intentionally doing that, but I have seen that play pulled off before.
I don't think he's going for the skip shot.
No, I don't think so either, but it has been done.
He got like 5 skips out of it. Pretty good.
He also just lost a disc that he's been throwing a lot this round. Ben, meanwhile, getting that roll allows him to throw freely, gets through, and he's got 30 feet left for the eagle. Well, it's a little bit more than that. And look at that.
I hate that.
Really?
I do. He's 40 feet looking up the hill at an eagle.
I really like Ben's putt.
I do too.
But I wonder...
He's such a good putter.
I wonder if... Well, I don't know. Several holes ago now at this point, but I wonder if that spit out did something to his confidence.
Very possible. He's too good of a putter.
Yeah. I'm surprised to see that.
Me too. But
the birdie is still birdie. He's now at 23 under.
Yes.
And that's important because these guys are all now chasing. This is a good hole to be chasing on, though. Big time eagle opportunity on 14. Simon in not so great of a spot being behind that tree, but we have seen some incredible Anheuser throws from back there. I like this more for Calvin. As long as it doesn't hit any of these limbs. Yeah, that's garden.
Yep, that's really good.
Giving it height. I'm a little bit nervous about the angle.
No angle. You can always do the big Anheuser. Seen a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, he's 2 over. He can do that.
Zach Melton in the background wearing the caddy bib that said Zach Melton.
Look at this.
Yeah, watch out, Josh.
My.
Watch. No one does that like that. That's...
Sit. Horrible roll.
I don't know. He might have the forehand, man.
Yeah.
He might have the forehand over the green again. Oh, boy.
Simon lining up the big Anheuser, it looks like. Knifes it. Is it coming out?
Safe.
What a shot. That is so technical.
Yep. Really all that does is just guarantees the birdie.
Yeah, it's a tough upshot, even if you lay up. The pines have grown up too tall. You pretty much have to go right at it, or big spike hyzer, which you can't rely on.
Isaac, look at this floater. It's going to go to the back edge of the circle and outside the circle, but he'll have that putt for birdie. A big shot here for Calvin. 2 back of the lead. This is going to be over, but left. Way left. It's safe.
Yeah, guarantees birdie. You can run that too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, AB has to go back in Anheuser. Really tough line here. He's got Luna in hand, and we've seen some incredible shots from him with this disc this season. He's going to need a big one right now.
Oh, I hate how wide it is. Get coming in. Okay,
All right.
safe.
Yeah, back edge of C2.
Again, guarantees a birdie.
Yep.
And that's such a highly technical shot that he just threw. Simon's was more tough.
Yes.
From way back there. You know he's not laying this up.
Yep. Decent effort given.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be AB next. And I think he's somewhere in the 65-foot range. Look like those C2 markers are really close. Oh! Come on now, young man. What a putt.
On the stripe.
Oh, that thing was hammered. That thing was coming in hot. What a putt. That thing goes through the pines and down the hill in the pond OB. You have to go to the drop zone. I mean, that is crazy. What a putt.
It is rare to see a reaction from the kid, too.
He has been stoic this season. Good point, Paul. Yeah, he really knows how important that was. And he's going to get one shot back here on Calvin. Calvin will get to 22. And Isaac will not be able to get the birdie. That feels more like a bogey, especially with not having any out-of-bounds strokes.
Yep. Simon just having a phenomenal stretch of holes right now. In
Really
that
is.
wind,
Yep.
unbelievable.
You know, that being said, you know, it's surprising to me. Well, we'll get back to that thought in a second here. Ben Callaway on the island, 15. Nice width.
Yeah, it looks great. Dig.
Yes.
Money.
Ezra. Oh, wow. Okay. Very scary wind shear at the very end. Ben for birdie. That was a quick release. Seemed very nervous.
Yeah, it wasn't a great putt. I think we know the reason why he laid the last one up. Not feeling too confident after. Listen, when you have a park job and it comes right back at you, it does crazy stuff to your mindset. It's like, okay, if I put it the way that I want, it's not going to stay.
No guarantees.
There's nothing I can do type thing.
Well,
but he still has a one-stroke lead.
Holding on to a lead and 2 over Ezra on his card. And so that's important because if he puts a mark out there, as long as he's keeping an edge on Ezra, then he's also putting some pressure on lead card. They've got to get these birdies. This is one you expect to get. Going down the stretch, even if it's incredibly windy like it is, you still have to be able to figure out at this distance, 315 feet, with a backstop slopey green, how to get this in the basket.
How about Wade and Sides acing it again?
All right. This isn't a repeat from yesterday. This is 2 days in a row.
This is back-to-back days. Hole in one.
Are you kidding?
No.
Is this real?
Of course.
I thought I looked over at Josh to see if we were showing yesterday like an accident. He aced it 2 days in a row.
Yes.
Unbelievable, Waden. Have yourself a weekend.
Oh, this is dropping.
I don't like it, Paul. Oh, I really like it now.
How does that get over?
That gives me heartburn. I don't know. That should not have gone over. I can't believe what we just saw. Wade decides ace this hole 2 days in a row. We've been begging for someone to ace it for years on camera, and the same guy does it in consecutive rounds.
Unbelievable.
I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for disc golf.
This one's dancing. Get down, hit the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just drive it into the hillside. That's
You don't
all
want
you
that
got to
putt
do.
over there, though.
No.
You don't want that putt. This is a park job hole.
Should be.
You don't want... I just said...
Oh, Isaac. Oh, grip 6. Protect your belt and your drive. Is a terrible slogan that they should never adopt. Big putt for Calvin. I like this Calvin. I like this Calvin. This putting Calvin right here wins 3 more tournaments last season, if not more.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Isaac.
Looks like there's a little lull in the wind right here. You see there's not a lot of movement in the trees. You get up and putt.
Yeah. Even if it's at the risk of not doing your routine.
Yes, you have to. It's better than trying to dodge a 40-mile-an-hour read. Or you're trying to dodge a 40-mile-an-hour read.
It's a very fine balance between rushing yourself and then just abbreviating the things that you need to abbreviate in the routine to make sure that you can avoid the gust that's looming around every single corner.
Star it up.
And that's what we expect to see. And we haven't seen that. Not too much. Not as much as we'd like to see. But a couple star frames in the last 3 holes. And now we've got a tie at the top. Calvin Heimburg at 23 with Ben. Onto 16. Uphill, 675. OB left, but no one's really going to come anywhere close to that. Just a big hyzer flip. Well, not even a hyzer flip. Probably take out your most overstable disc and just hammer it on hyzer on that right side.
I think that's it.
And then from there, you're seeing a lot of people play the Plinko gap through the right side, but the play is to probably go with a forehand skip with a fairway driver around those trees at the edge.
Agreed.
We are going to get another chase car check-in as they are becoming a serious factor in this event and have been essentially the whole round. This is exactly what you're looking to do.
Sit.
Whoa. Okay, that OB left does come into play. Fortunately, does not find the out of bounds, but can't get much closer than that.
You want to see a silky smooth form? This guy has effortless power, great angle control, and that's way up there.
The hip turn is one of Ben Callaway's strongest weapons. He gets a ton of rotation.
He needs to get this close.
I like it initially.
Oh, there you go.
I like it.
And that's a perfect spot for him because now it's almost a guarantee, and you get to see it go in. You get to do your full stroke. He needs that right now.
And Ezra punching through the front wall and in to the circle.
Big putt here.
That's his putt.
There you go.
You haven't seen the real Ben Callaway putt until you saw that one. The one in the last hole was not... It was very atypical of him. AB 4 down in the last 3, needing each one of them.
I feel like this could make it to the fence.
Yeah, he did not hold back. That is a mash.
Oh, a little turnaround from the camera. Pin high with the cameraman. Didn't turn me around. That's
Camera
what I would
high.
say. In the perfect spot. And camera high is deep.
That, yeah, he, like, standing in a very safe position that only a couple people in the history of the sport could reach.
This is one of them right there.
I believe that's Calvin's Halo boss.
Very good.
In the fairway.
Come on back. Very good. Crash shots. We're going to see some crash shots. That is the gap. He's going through the gap. Don't hit the dab.
Yeah.
That's the one you got to miss.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is what happens when the camera has just lost the disc, because who could follow? Obi left? Whoa.
Oh, no.
Simon's just taken himself out of it.
I think you're right.
That is an incredibly uncalled for error. We do see the Spike Kaiser looking pretty good for Calvin. It is on the deep side.
Yes.
Near that fence.
I can't help but think with Simon's injuries and just not throwing forehands at all.
Maybe. And if he's got 86 feet to the pin, that's just bonkers how far that tee shot is, just breaking the hole.
Yep. Chip shot zone.
I'm so glad they don't design courses around his skill set, because I don't want to play on that tour. That would have kept him in it. To be fair, that goes in. I didn't realize he was that close for the par attempt, but the bogey certainly makes things really tough for Simon now.
Oh, no. Okay. Important putt here.
Oh, sit down. Tree kind of helped a little bit, but that's certainly not a tap in, but an awkward putt for birdie from Calvin. And Isaac does clean up the par. Right side and low, and stays in. Big putt for Calvin. Man, another nice delivery. Going back.
Awkward putt he had over there,
Yeah.
over the fence, over the limbs in a crosswind. Tough to trust that. This is important right here. This is essentially to tie him for the lead, and wow. Out of nowhere, he is 5 under through 4 and tied for the lead, Jerm.
We've talked about it a bunch, talking about how Calvin can play his B game and still be in the hunt. And I feel like Anthony Barela has put forth B- game so far, and he's not tied for the lead anymore. Looks like Ben Calloway, with the birdie on the last hole, he got to 24. So they're both one shot back of Ben, but they've got one more hole to play. So.
But through that hole, with everybody done, Ben has a 1-stroke lead.
That's correct. Okay, so they have to get... Yeah, so Ben controls his fate right now.
Yeah.
Ben can go birdie and seal the deal.
Yes.
I'm sure we're going to get a check in here, yeah. Got Ezra. Low ceiling, late turn, probably counter skip a little bit, straight skip.
So good. So, too good?
It's still fine. He's got a hyzer with probably his zone or zone OS, my guess. Ben knows what he needs to do.
Don't hit that tree.
Okay, it's still doable from there. Probably in the 350 to 370 range, if not more.
Yeah,
maybe
it's like
400.
right around 390, 400.
Okay.
Which this looks fantastic. Hit it.
Whoa, sit. No.
That was so good, Jerm.
No. Inches from hitting the bucket, which would have probably netted a roll away, but still, that would have potentially helped.
That shot shape looks so good. A little more height.
Yep.
Or a little lower.
And Ezra, he is safe. Whoa, that looked like that was curling OB. So Ben getting his meter now, needing this putt to stay at 24 and delivers.
Clutch.
Very good putt. But the door is open for the field now.
Big putt here.
And Ezra
Give
walks through the door. I don't think he's sending texts back home to grandma. He's checking scores to see what that par potentially, what position that puts him in. Maybe this is high. And it hits the branch and comes up right where we saw Ben throw his shot from. But a worse angle, actually. Kicking down and to the right is going to make it a little bit harder to see the basket.
Simon out of it, but playing for a lot here.
Certainly, always.
Tied for 6, could easily get a little top 4.
I just don't think that... Okay. Winning is huge in any sport, but it's not all we're playing for, especially when you know you're out of it. I mean, there's so much on the line.
AB, biggest shot of the tournament. This needs to get
Wow,
down.
this is so good, Paul.
Sit.
Wow, Paul, that is so good. The nose-up control with the late turn.
Like a mid-range. You keep saying that that's a mid-range. That's because he's throwing
it flies
and it flies
like
like a
one.
mid-range.
Outrageous control with that disc.
Is it coming up a little short?
That was such a clutch shot from AB. And if he's playing match play right now with Calvin.
Yeah, he just put the pressure on.
That's right. Yeah, but
Little heat.
A little too easy for Calvin Heimburg.
Yeah. Still got to clean up the chicken chunks for him.
Pretty wide with the hyzer for Simon, getting the skip and the good roll this time.
Sit.
And that just is going to find out of bounds and kind of, it's the story of the day for Isaac. Just not quite there. It's going to put him at 1 over for the day, I believe.
Still in tied for 10th.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yep. Big putt for AB. He's been feeling it over the stretch of the last 4. Now 5 holes. What an approach. Yeah, Isaac remaining in the top 10 says a lot about
How tough it was.
how tough the conditions are.
He didn't play that bad of a round. It
Right.
looks like it because he's playing with the leaders.
Right.
But compared to the field, not that bad.
No.
Good putt there for Calvin.
Well, through 17 holes, 3 are at 24. Ezra Aderhold at 23.
Wow.
So we're going to fly this hole and we're going to see what that chase card does here on the incredibly scary 18th, 495 feet downhill. Got the out of bounds on the right side and this tree that just wants to knock you down, OB. If you've got the power for the spike hyzer, congratulations, you've got a cheat code for this hole, but most everyone else is going to be flexing it down the middle.
And we're going to be seeing everybody go for it. So Ezra's up first. He'll give us a good indication of how the hyzer is playing, and this is a must get for Ezra.
Yes. The very worst case scenario, he birdies, he gives himself a chance at a playoff. And he's going to have a look for the birdie. He's safe, left, and just a bit short. Call it 40 feet. Now, Ben can put the pressure on Calvin and Anthony and eliminate Ezra with a birdie. But this is not it. Paul, this is going straight in the pond.
This is too low.
It just never had the height.
Yeah, he didn't have the height, and he just pulled it.
Now, a few years ago, Ben did throw in from this fairway near where the drop zone is, but he's going to need to throw it in just to stay at 24 and just hope.
Dodge a birdie.
A birdie from the lead card. But 23 certainly isn't going to do it. And that just sails high, and Ben knows that bogey is going to cost him a chance at the title.
To get to 24.
And that is incredibly disappointing. Another valiant effort from Ezra Aderhold.
Two people are going to be at 23. And why we say that is with the
It's a
lead
good
card
cleanup
now,
putt.
whoever's up first, let's say they go out of bounds. The next guy's laying up.
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like,
Yep.
he's not bringing bogey into play.
Correct.
And this is a pretty dang easy hole to play for par.
And it will be AB's drive first.
Yes.
And so Calvin will certainly know what he needs to do. But with what we've seen from AB on this hole, the hyzer is just child's play for him.
I mean, but we just saw Ben a little low.
Can't make that mistake.
Nope, got to get it up.
And that is up.
A little drop.
It's wide.
Two.
Oh, it gets over and it's safe.
Wow, that was too close.
It was really wide.
That could have easily spiked back out. I've seen that happen on
That's
this hole
true.
plenty of times.
Sure. All right. Well,
Calvin could put the pressure on. If he park job,
AB's not close.
not close.
Calvin could potentially win the tournament with a close drive. Oh, through the trees.
This has got to go, Jerm.
I don't think so, Paul. I don't know. And that,
That means that Anthony Barela,
Barela.
as long as Calvin doesn't make it from the drop zone, that's what he's dodging. He's dodging an 80-footer.
Okay. It's possible.
100-footer.
It's certainly not over yet as
No.
Simon clears the creek. He is safe. But it's all up to Calvin at this point. That takes Ezra, that takes Ben Callaway out of it. The 23s are no longer in. Look at this line from Isaac. This is beautiful. Oh, and he hits the basket. Okay.
Good way to end it.
Good way to end it. And I think that's going to be an even par round for him.
Great shot.
His commitment to that angle and trust with the width. That's cool. And for once, it starts to roll and doesn't roll all the way. So congratulations to the discs for figuring out how to roll. It's down to one shot now, Paul. The man that has 3 Jonesboro titles is a drop zone shot away from not having a chance at a 4th. Wow. Anthony Barela is going to do it again. He's going to do it again, Paul.
Yeah. All you got to do is lay it up.
Apparently all you got to do is win one of these things and then you just become the best player in the world.
Which he is.
Right now, it would be hard to argue against it.
Can't.
3 of the last 4. And Simon, look at that backstretch. Just a one mistake on 16. He birdies hole 16 and he is in the tournament.
Yep.
And finally, he changes the narrative on hole 18. At least he gets one birdie on it.
Stay away from
sidearm.
Stay away from that bucket.
He leaves it short and gets the tap in. Wow. I mean, he's been a superstar for a long time. Even without winning tournaments, he was the emerging superstar in the sport. But he has just exploded through that door of superstardom. Now he is a champion 3 times over on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. And watch out, world. This guy is going to be tough to beat.
In the first 5. We had our first 5. Last person to do that, Paul Macbeth, 2019. Nobody else has ever done it.
Sheesh.
Sports Jonesboro Open presented by Westside Disc Champion, Anthony Barela.
I can't even believe I'm winning right now. After about 12 holes, I didn't think I even had a chance. And it's just crazy how it can unfold on these courses. Once I got to hole 14 here, I had that putt and I looked at Cupcake and I said, if I make this, I can get the momentum to win, I think. And then I drilled it and then there's just full sends from there, I think.
Now won 3 tournaments this season. What are you most proud of that you did this week?
Just down the stretch, not completely throwing it away like I have in the past. It's just, ever since chess.com, it's just been a new me, and I'm so excited for the future, and this is just the beginning.
Well, there are the final results. Anthony Barela coming down the stretch. You know, something tells me that if he needed to make that putt on 18, had Calvin gotten in bounds, he would have made it. I mean, that was just some incredible momentum coming down the stretch. And that putt he hit on 14 just chills.
Yeah, I mean, look how tight it is. 3 people, 1 back.
One mistake, and just your heart goes out to Ben Callaway. The tap in putt. It was a tap in. I mean, I know that was several holes ago, but
No,
it just hurts, especially for a player like him who's been so close so many times, looking for his first Elite Series win.
Yeah.
I know he's probably not sleeping well tonight thinking about that, but he put an incredible performance forward on the final day. But in the end, I mean, Anthony Barela, even with his mistakes, even with the missed putts that we saw this week, he's just too good right now.
He is. I mean, it's in the DNA. So let's look back at what we see. He had his B- game the whole time, maybe C game.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about Calvin having that same DNA last year. And then I want to go back to the putt he makes for Eagle. Only the greats make that putt. It seems like every year we get to that hole, Calvin makes it. We've seen Macbeth make it. Ricky make it.
Yep.
And then what does he do? He makes it. And he doesn't just make it. First reaction we've seen from him,
Yeah.
That's the DNA of a champion.
Right there, baby.
That's the
it.
DNA of a great player.
Oof. Chills. Well, that's going to do it for us here in Arkansas. The 5th Disc Golf Pro Tour event has come to a wrap, and it's Anthony Barela on top of the podium once again. We'll see you next week in Nashville for the Music City Open. Another Disc Golf Pro Tour event coming your way on JomezPro. Thank you to the Founders Club. We'll see you then.